Patreon.com fighting words. We're back. Obviously, all 17 of you have seen the stories. If more of you were patrons, we would be more driven to constantly produce mid-tier, medium-level content. Xbrain.co.uk, enter promo codes fighting words to save 20% off any and all Xbrain related products at checkout. And big thank you to our long-term sponsor, Market Squawk, powered by Live Squawk, for all of your come and go, pay as you go, low latency financial data needs. Boom. So where does Sammy J? Jesse is very busy at the minute. He's got a few fighters on the cards. He's actually flourishing, the boy. It's very nice to see. And I'm kind of in a position now where I feel like for you,
the subs have been in.
Anyone that actually subs in as my co-host is always destined for amazing things. So
yeah.
So
the career's only going to go like that now.
Yeah, exactly. So me and Ian started, and now the geezer's just Hollywood as it comes.
He doesn't pick up the phone now.
It doesn't even DM me back. And obviously Jess is now picking up. He's got the Black Star. He's got a cruiser that he's working with. He's got a couple of other ones that he's working with. Shout out Jesse Page. Let's hope that he does get those back teeth in gold, because that means he's achieved a level of success. Let's pray. Inshallah.
Join the Patreon. Let's make it happen.
Patreon.com fighting words. So with Sammy J, we were just saying before I banged record that with our very toxic masculine bet that we had on the stream a few months ago, so yesterday I was bang on 72.6. I've just weighed myself after the gym. Obviously I only eat once a day, obviously. And I was 71.9 at the end of today, which means that tomorrow at work it's meat day, so I might have a few slices.
Treat yourself.
Honestly, I'm just it's just light work.
Are you still on no carbs as well?
Hilarious. I'm on carnivore. 1 steak a day.
So powerful.
1
meal a day and it's only meat.
Bothered. I mean, but look, let's be honest. Look at my skin. 41.
Immaculate.
41. I've seen 3 people die. I've been diagnosed with 2 full mental illnesses. Look at it. If my beard weren't grey, I'd easily be whipping at 34. Easily. No big deal. Easily. Especially because I'm a Schmedium king. Because the Schmedium kings always look younger, don't they? It's you lot. It's like, hey, how many times have you seen an old Great Dane? They don't exist, mate.
That's very true.
I'm unfortunately outliving all of you. And I say unfortunately because Daddy's ready. Daddy's been ready. And that's taken a little bit of a dark turn. But the Bulls are back.
The Bulls are back.
I want to start with Regis, okay? And then we'll go York Hall.
Okay.
Now, Regis, obviously, friend of the show, a true loved one. Anyone that hates on Regis is rude and wrong, because Regis literally wrestles alligators. Regis doesn't use punch bags. Regis punches tires. I've never seen Regis with actual boxing gloves on unless he's in the ring. He only ever uses the mitts. I'm going to hit pause a second. But yeah, Regis is absolute G, right? I think that what we're going to get with this young man that he was fighting, whose name has eluded me because we are recording on Thursday night. That fight was Saturday. You may as well be talking about stuff from ancient Egypt at this point. Actual ancient Egypt, not the stuff that they tell you in the books, right? But Zorilla, that's the one. Zorilla. How could I forget that name? Because it's literally gorilla with a Z. Powerful name. I have a feeling that he, over the next few months, becomes the new Pitbull Cruz, because Pitbull Cruz come out of nowhere, right? He gave Tank a really good fight. Everyone mugged off Tank, said he was overrated, all this is that, and now obviously he's the Don again. Cruz, no joke, right? So I think that Zorilla will actually be that. He was long, he had a weird style, he was crafty, he clearly had power. I mean, I think Regis was very lucky not to have that called a knockdown in the first round. But then this is why I personally love Regis Prograis, right? When does that dude never absolutely and utterly want it, and he goes for it constantly. He's one of the most fan friendly fighters in this era. He will fight anyone. He has no issue with it. Adrian Broner's calling him out. He's calling out Devin Haney. He's ready for
I
anyone.
think his post fight interview was probably the best part about that, where he was going, "Look, I still really want Haney. I still really want those big fights, but I know I'm going to have to train a lot harder, and I know that I'm going to have to be a lot better than that performance." And he's probably the first boxer I've seen in a while that had not the best performance, or not the performance he wanted, and was truthful about it. Look, it wasn't the best performance. I know I can do a lot better. I still want those big fights. I'm going to train even harder for those big fights. I'm going to make a better account of myself. Like, he was really honest.
Regis is a monster.
Yeah.
He's an absolute monster. Like he is. You got to remember that he is a Katrina survivor, right? For a start, he lost everything. Him and his family lost everything in Katrina. You're not going to take that. You're not going to take it away from that dude. He is an out and out old school fighter. He has an old school style. He always bangs. He always is there to fight. And he's a rival loved one. Shout out rival. Big up. I listen. Zorilla was a 4-week late replacement. He wasn't the original opponent. That doesn't help. You could have had a much easier fight, but he didn't. He went for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that shocked if they give it a little bit and then Zorilla probably nicks a title.
Originally he was going to be fighting that. Is it Paro, the Australian?
Yeah, Paro.
And they were both undefeated fighters. I think Paro something like 27-0.
Yeah,
like, it was a big fight for his first fight on DAZN as well.
I mean, Regis has only lost to Josh Taylor, and I think he beat Josh Taylor. I think he had him. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 rounds. Listen, I've watched that fight twice now. First time, I thought Regis handily had that. I didn't think it was as wild as the scores. The scores were like 108. I mean, whatever. Like, they were nuts. But I thought it was very comfortably 2 rounds Regis. And Regis had a knockdown, an actual knockdown. He was the one pressing the fight for most of the time. Again, it is what it is. He got the victory. He got the decision. People are always going to be absolute haters when it comes to this sort of stuff, especially with someone that's a G like him.
Yeah. Do you think, because obviously he's calling out Haney, but I feel like the Haney-Shakur match is going to be the next one for
Shakur's,
him.
Unless Haney stays at 135, and he is massive for 135. And again,
the talks already kind of began with it, though, like, in terms of the back and forth, and everyone's praising Shakur as the next.
I mean, Shakur is special.
Yeah.
But I must have watched Loma Haney 4 times now. Every single time, Loma does him. 2-3 rounds, Loma. It's all Loma. All of the highlights, Loma. All of the cool stuff, Loma. All of the control, Loma. I thought he dealt with Haney. Like, in relative ease.
He was really unlucky. Unlucky.
Relative ease as well. Like, we still need to get Russ back on the pod because I think he's just going to go mental about it. But like, it is what it is. He got done again. That division and everything around it, sort of in the 140 and the 135, is sensational, right? You're going to have Shakur, like, if Loma stays at 135, which I don't really personally want him to, I'd like him to go back down to 130. Like, why give up so many of these advantages, right? Why are you fighting these dudes? Because all right, so for example, Gavin Gwynn, you're what, 6'2.5", 6'3"?
Yeah.
Gavin Gwynn,
who we're talking to.
Yeah, boy. And if they're in person or not.
Yes.
Gavin Gwynn is 6'1" and some change, and he can make 135. Okay, Devin Haney's got to be all of 5'11" and can make 135. Loma, when Ian and I went out to dinner with Russ, Loma was in the reception, and both of us fanboyed as we walked. Oh my god, that's Lomachenko! Oh my god, that's Lomachenko! Right?
Not get a picture.
Right? Loma looks like me next to Ian, but compared to me, like I am enormous compared to Loma. Like, I am so much bigger than Lomachenko. And
okay.
Like, I'm a solid 5'9", and as of tonight, let's say 72 kilos of
X.
unbelievably shredded mass. Just saying. I mean, look at the width of the shoulders. Look at it. It's a joke. Unbelievable. Anyway, Jesse, on the other hand, his strategy is completely the Gypsy Prince. He's rolling around. He's just no. He's sitting at like 81 kilos. It's only me and him. I think that it's obviously me and him that started this.
Yeah.
Paolo, bless him, producer Paolo. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if he's on a bulking cycle, but he needs to cut it out pretty quick. He's not. We got 2.5. Oh my god, we got 2.5 weeks. He's gonna have to use some of them pashminas that he wears to tie up that derby. Shout out Paolo, love you, bro. But you not put a shift in, boy, and that's not okay. But some of the people on the challenge have, and respect. Shout out Circle 8. Circle 8 is a sensational Muay Thai and boxing gym at Battersea, as it's called now, right by the power station. They've been there for a while. I hope that as the power station and that little area gets a little bit more lively, I think Circle 8 becomes quite a thing, and it is a lovely little gym. Anyway, as a little plug for Circle 8 to the 7 people that's going to listen to this. Patreon.com. Should we go York Hall?
Yeah, let's go.
That York Hall card on a Friday, right? If you were there, you had really good value.
Yeah,
it was really good value.
Like value for the names that were there.
For the names that were there, it was a very good value card.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a bad card at all. Isaac got a win, and he looked completely dominant in doing it.
Yeah.
Was it super exciting? No. But it was a very, very consummate, professionally done bout. He crushed that dude. And that dude was like a French cruiserweight champion. He's no joke, right?
And Isaac's been waiting to fight for a long time now as well. I think his last fight was it Bidham Smith, the last one he had?
Isaac? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and that was a while ago now, because Bidham Smith's been out 2 times since then, I think.
Well, Bidham Smith's a world champion now, isn't he?
No, exactly.
Yeah. Isaac was supposed to fight Luau for the British title. Didn't happen. I hope that it still does happen, because I think that's an amazing fight. It's a fantastic fight, that one. Right? Who do we have? Caroline Dubois. Caroline Dubois did what Caroline Dubois does.
I mean, they're chucking her name in with Michaela now, aren't they? I think even Michaela spoke about her. Sure. Michaela said she needs opponents, and Caroline Dubois is the one who's looking the most likely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good fight, and I think that I wouldn't be that surprised if Caroline put a bit of a beating on Michaela. You know, Michaela hasn't really got the power that, like, I've flexed. I've been in the presence of Dubois while she was banging pads on Shane McGuigan, and I'm going to be honest, it's decent power. Like, it's proper power. You wouldn't want it.
And she's got 7 wins, 5 KOs.
Yeah, she's got proper power.
That's a good record, because there's not loads of KOs in female boxing. Shout out Ramla Radi, by the way.
Oh, that's what we need to talk about.
I completely forgot about that until then.
All right, so I'm going to be very, very agnostic on this one. I have no issue with Ramla Ali whatsoever. However, I have been very, very... You're not allowed to speak, by the way. You're banned from speaking during this whole segment, right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. Good. Crow out. Caca. Right. Ramla, if she didn't look how she looks, and she is a good-looking Somali queen, right? 100% David Haye's love child. Like, she's unbelievably similar to David Haye. And you put the braids on that girl, she's David Haye's love child. Fact. Don't care. I need the DNA test. I'm waiting to have that test. Get me that 23andMe, get me a swab of Dave, and get me a swab of Ramla. I'm telling you. That's her dad. Anyway, she got sparked. And it's very rare to see. No, she got sparked. It's very rare to see that level of female fighter getting dropped like that in female boxing. Okay, there's a few of them that can do it. Savannah, she can do it. Caroline can do it. Apparently that girl can do it. Amanda Serrano. And then the mega one of all time. Do you know who Anne Wolf is in your education in this world?
Not yet. I think I've heard. Okay. I think I've heard of Anne Wolf.
So here's what you're going to do while I'm talking about Ramola. You're going to go onto YouTube and you're going to look up Anne Wolf KO. Okay, there was a very tall blonde girl who Anne Wolf she sent her to Hades. It was one of the most brutal knockouts.
In the Rocky shorts as well.
Unbelievable. Heavy overhand right hand. She annihilated her. It was nuts. Okay?
I was one when that happened.
Yes, you were. And then she turned into a trainer, and she was as aggy as a trainer. It's terrifying. Her thing was that she used to make her fighters, at that point it was James Kirkland that was the big one. She used to drive a white Ford Bronco or Ford F-150, one of those US pickup truck things, with a punch bag on the front of it and on the back of it. And you would have to be in front of it, punching the bag and moving, otherwise Mummy Ann runs you over.
Fruits.
Half love of the highest. But anyway, Ramola has had let's see what happens now. Okay? It's a combat sport. Anyone can get knocked out. It can happen. There was quite a lot in the communities that we've built, because a lot of people don't like Ramola. A lot. And I don't know if it's just because she seems to have been given so much so soon without earning. I don't want to say earning it. She's an Olympian, you know. It's whatever. She seems a nice girl to me. You never want to see anyone get sparked like that. But also, some of the DMs were lol, right? That's all I'm gonna say. And it has marred the situation from when we went and we were in the Ramola section, and they all left after she won. Sort of. It was weird. Anyway, I'm glad you did that. I'm well remembered. Anyway, back to Caroline Dubois. Caroline Dubois did Caroline Dubois stuff. McKenna's looked good. There was nothing.
I think on that card, Aaron probably had fight of the night. Aaron McKenna. He had a really dominant professional display against Matt Lima, who was 10-0.
Yeah.
I was a bit annoyed about the build up to it because
why?
I think it was Spencer Oliver and Johnny Nelson were talking about it, building a fight up, and they were going, "Oh, it shows balls that Hennessy and Sky have took this fight, because it's kind of they went, oh, if he wins, it does nothing for him. If he loses, they lose everything." I was like, he's fighting a 10-0 fighter. You need to give him more credit for winning that. There's not, we push for fighters not to be fighting bin men, and we push for our fighters to be fighting decent opposition. They put him with a 10-0 guy to test himself, and they're kind of, without him even having the fight, they've kind of, when it doesn't really mean anything.
Right, so this is where this is as good a time as any, and it has been long enough now to talk about this, because we have avoided talking about this. They need Adam back. Fact. They need Adam Smith back immediately. I don't care where he's been, what he's been doing. He could be in a monastery in Tibet for all I care. Get him back. I don't care. Right? With the exception of legit naughty criminal charges, I don't care. Get him back. Give him, if he's got a problem with being on the slopes, just give him a little brick, a bit of fucking gear. Let him go.
We've spoke about it a few times now, where the promoters, people are knocking down their own boxers, and the whole point of these people being employed with a microphone in their hands, it doesn't matter if it's biased or not. The whole point of them is to build up your fighters. Yep. And if I was Ben or Eddie,
do you know who has had the strangest life cycle, and he's a loved one as well, is Dan Aziz. So Dan Aziz, when before he even got his boxer contract, when he was in the we're giving you opportunities phase, right?
Yeah.
the pundits were not kind to Dan. And then he had that late replacement, that Ross dude, who was a super middleweight, like area champion and English champion. And he was much better than people realized, right? And again, the pundits were not particularly kind to Dan, and they were a little bit rude about it, and they did this and did this, and then all of a sudden he gets his Sky deal. Now they're nice to him again.
Yeah.
But which is as good a segue as any. It seems very likely that August 19th we got Dan Aziz and Josh Buatsi in Brighton. I have no idea why Brighton. No idea. You got two South London fighters. What are we doing in Brighton? I have no idea why you would do that. Brighton. I mean, it must be a Brighton football ground. Where else?
I can't even think. Yeah, but when is it? August
19th. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the football grounds they'll be available,
be unused. Yeah, because of the soccer breaks.
But it doesn't make much sense to me. The only thing I can think is Tommy Welsh's dad. Their gym's in Brighton, isn't it? Where Idris used to train.
They're not doing a fucking show in the gym.
No, but I'm saying in terms of if they trying to get homegrown fighters from that gym, which is affiliated with Sky.
you got the Eubanks down there. You got all of that little crew. There's enough of them down there to do it. But I just think that as we are now seeing without Adam, and I don't know if it is exclusively just without Adam. Okay, so what we've seen is them poach Okoli and Billum Smith, for example. Okay,
Yep.
They've nicked both of those. It's a win-win for the promoter. Billum Smith now is the world champion. Lawrence Okoli, who they must have paid up good money to nick him out of his contract and to get him over and all that other stuff, right? I'm going to be honest. I'm not that fussed about what Lawrence does next. Like
He's got to move up to heavyweight, I think.
He has to move up to heavyweight, but then all they then do is continue this weird thing that they do where they're allowing their fighters to knock each other off. I don't know if they're trying to follow like a UFC-esque model, but they haven't got enough fighters on the roster to do that.
I mean, by the looks of it, they've got that, like, Boxer, they seem a lot more clicky than the other promotions. Like, they've got their guys, and then they've kind of got everyone else that's signed to them. And I feel like the whole point of buying the cruiserweight division, pretty much, is to get Reactpool on top of it and to get as much stock in Reactpool as they can. Then by doing that, you're almost burning money on getting a Coley in, getting Smith in, even getting the Aussie in if Jai PTO comes through.
Right, so Sky and Boxer will pay up and get Jai over. There is no way that they've invested this amount of money and time and power and marketing and everything to push Riakapor to go and fight in Oz. It's not going to happen.
No.
Right? Jai will be over here and he will be at a devout disadvantage at all costs to give Riakapor his thing. And then what they would do, right? So, I mean, again, it's very, very clever from Boxer, right? So Riakapor, let's say Riakapor nicks Jai's title, yeah? If Okoli had won, you have a fantastic grudge match, okay? Because we've seen that all kick off for no reason at the Creed premiere and all of that noise, right? Billum Smith won. Billum Smith's loss, Riakapor. So now we have a unification, revenge, all of that stuff. Is it revenge? Is it repeat? I understand what they're doing, but they seem to be doing it at the expense of their own assets at the minute.
Yeah. They've almost got like they've got like a triangle at the top, which they can kind of you can put little matches together, and they've almost got like Laurel and Isaac as a kind of backup or like a buffer just to kind of sit below it. But like even then, Laurel and Isaac are going to fight, and then one of them's going to be. If Isaac loses again,
that's a bit different. Though. That's a mandated British title challenge, right? So I get that, and if one of them loses to that, I mean, like Isaac lost his British title, it's just whatevs, and it's fine.
I know, unless maybe they try and get Red Bull to unify the cruiser and then move up to heavy. Maybe that's the goal.
See now again, why? I mean, they've not got the new, as much as they want, they haven't found it. They haven't got the new AJ. They haven't got the new heavyweight star. Frazier is excellent. I love Frazier. He's great to watch. He's skilled. He's a great talker. He's a great fighter. Frazier is not the next AJ. Fabio Wardley, I think, beats Frazier. And who was the other one I was telling you was going to? Oh, I mean David Adelaide, right?
Yeah.
Fabio buzzsaws him. He just puts an absolute pace on him, right? All that's going to happen is you're going to get, they're going to start knocking each other off. Okoli probably goes to heavyweight, like you say.
Because Okoli's one of the biggest people I've stood next to as well.
He's huge, isn't he?
Like, he's absolutely huge. He looks like a heavyweight.
Yeah, he's massive.
To the point where it's probably a struggle for him to be cruiserweight at times.
I still can't believe he's vegan.
Yeah, neither. It's nuts, isn't it?
I just can't believe he's vegan. Excuse me. It's just a weird situation. The rest of that card, obviously Frazier Clark versus Wash. Frazier looked good, right? It's a good fight. It was a learning fight. I thought he looked good.
He got the rounds in, which is what he said he needed. But in terms of to watch, I saw a lot of people saying it was boring. They switched it off, and after having the Okoli card where everyone said the same, and then the Boazzi card where everyone said the same, it's not for the viewers and for everyone's reaction to the cards. It's kind of not the ideal situation for boxer.
Yeah, they're trying to. I mean, they are just trying to do something. I don't think. I would like to know what's going on with it, to be honest.
At the same time, though, Fraser wasn't meant to be the main event. It was meant to be Adam Azim. Like they did get chucked in like a week to go or something.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Adam's hand. Oh yeah, the other Azim. He looked good.
Yep. Yeah.
Hassan Azim.
Yeah.
He looked good. He's a quality brother. I feel so sorry for him.
Yeah, same.
I really do, right? Because he's really good. He's really good, and he may even be the one that surpasses the big brother. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Who cares?
Honestly, who cares at the minute? It's all proof of simulation. Nothing else matters anymore. I want to go back to Aziz and Boazzi. Obviously, we are flying the flag for Team Aziz. I have no issue with Josh Boazzi whatsoever. Dan is our boy. Dan always will be our boy. Love Josh. Would love to have him on the pod. Would love to have him in the studio. But Dan's our boy. And that's that. We will play favourites.
That's that.
We will not be impartial. Whatever. The next stream that I think that I might try and do a stream on the 1st of July with a ragtag.
That's a double show. And also a Dalton Smith card.
Maybe. Who else is on that Dalton Smith card?
Junaid's fighting an undefeated fighter. That's all I know that's on that card.
Yeah. There's that. We might do that one, but I know Jesse's occupied, so either I may fill the chairs with loved ones and produce myself, or we just won't do that stream. But we are definitely doing the 15th of July, which is the Josh Kelly card. Big Steve's on there, Troy Williamson's on there. Like, that's a good card, that one, and it's on the zone.
We just need a few more shows to be announced at the moment. There's not much. There's not much announced for the summer. I'm quite quiet at the moment.
It's a bit of a summer lull, isn't it? And it all orbits around AJ at the minute for Matchroom. Like, who's he going to fight? You can't have him fight Big Baby Miller. Like, Dimitri Salida can talk all of the noise that he wants. You cannot have that gear. I wouldn't even give him the opportunity or the payday after last time.
The only thing with Miller is if they're going to get him to fight someone who's not up the top like everyone wants, Miller's the only one where it's got a build ready. That's the only fight. Do you know what I mean? You could either have Miller and it'll be an explosive week of build up, or you can have Hrgovic and cares. Exactly.
No one cares about Hrgovic at all. What do you think about all of this nonsense about like Del Boy fighting Ngannou and that?
Well, Eddie shut that down earlier. Apparently, Eddie came out and said Ngannou's too expensive. So I think that's shut down.
I thought the Saudis were going to supplement the cash.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like if they want to do Wilder AJ in December, which it looks like it's going to happen, we're going to need Wilder and we're going to need AJ to be fighting August time, which I think is the plan. And they kind of want like they want like a sacrificial lamb for Wilder to be introduced to the UK. So that's either going to be Chisora, and that would be horrible.
Okay, so listen. You have to be on the stream for AJ Wilder. Okay, that is fact. You have to be on the stream for that one. Okay.
Why?
It's AJ and Wilder. It's lunacy. Someone is getting annihilated. Like someone is taking such a bad KO that you're like, oh, I don't know if he's all right. Right? And I stand firm. Daddy loves Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay's been in the stories. Big respect. Welcome back anytime, Deontay. I think AJ beats him. I think AJ stops him. I
don't know how that fight goes. I really don't.
I've said since day one, I think AJ stops Wilder. I don't think he's fussed about it.
I think I need to see another AJ fight in August.
Yeah.
To kind of make my mind up a bit, because AJ's at the moment's a bit of a question mark at the moment, and I don't really know why. Because it's just a new AJ.
AJ versus Wilder. That's the infamous Rollneck stream. Dress code Rollnecks. Dress code Rollnecks. Chains out.
Rollnecks and gold teeth.
No, you got no. Oh, he might have gold teeth by then. You never know with that boy. Right. Rollnecks. Jut the jaw forward. Good to go. Anyway, is there anything else?
No, that's it. I think
it's a little bit light this weekend as well, isn't it?
There's no boxing on this weekend.
No. Who cares?
No.
There is. There's the Edgar Baranga card. I don't want to call him a spent force, but Edgar looked like something quite special. He got our like prospect of the year, KO of the year, I think 2 years ago, and then he's blown out both of his biceps. He was on a complete KO destruction streak, and then it just went. But let's see what he's got, because he's fighting, I think, Quigley. We'll see. But yeah, there is a DAZN card. I don't think there's any British cards this week. No
British cards. It's a light week this week. We just need them to start announcing some shows, because it is July, August is very light. Patreon.com fighting words. Love you, bye.